I'm glad he was found, but I wish we didn't have to kill him. So now what does the death of Osama bin Laden really mean? Happening in 2011 instead of 2003 or 2004 means that the narrative isn't with a global, united network of jihadis anymore. 2011 was a game changer, and now Arab popular opinion is about restoring democracy to their nations, and not necessarily about Islam or even about anti-Americanism. In that sense, killing Osama bin Laden really does feel like nothing more than revenge for an act committed 10 years ago. Capturing, trying, and executing Saddam Hussein did not do very much for stability in Iraq, and I feel like the direct consequences of Osama's death are going to be equally negligible. He's a symbol more than anything else. We have to remember that now more than ever, al-qaeda is a decentralized organization with separate arms operating in different regions of the world. We don't know how much power bin Laden really had at the time of his death, and what his death will mean for future acts of terrorism in the name of al-qaeda. It's very odd that there doesn't seem to have been much cooperation from Pakistan, and if there's one serious effect that will come of this act, it'll be a change in US-Pakistani relations, especially in terms of military and intelligence collaboration. Last night, President Obama noted that no Americans were harmed and they took care to avoid civilian casualties. I wish that every US military act over the past 10 years was carried out in the same kind of precision. But war is ugly. I'm curious to see if this will lead to a coherent US exit strategy. It's odd being in Spain for this. If you're in Washington, D.C. and a victory of global importance occurs, you rush to the White House. I remember dancing in Lafayette Park in the rain in November 2008 when Obama won the White House, and the same thing happened last night. This time my colleagues weren't freshmen but juniors, about to start their careers in security or counterterrorism or diplomacy, and I certainly wish I could have been there. John Green, unsurprisingly, said it best. Like many people I feel like celebrating. Remember this feeling. It is human and can help us understand when others express bloodlust. It's a completely understandable reaction, but I think in the end we have to be very careful, because how Americans react to this victory will impact how the Middle East responds. We all want this phase to be brighter and cleaner and pure, striving for democracy instead of instability, striving for hope instead of violence. I don't like talking about religion on YouTube, but this is where the Christian response gets challenged. We are supposed to pray for our enemies, and that includes the wickedest man of our generation. That's difficult to stomach. It's really difficult to think about forgiveness and mercy and praying for our enemies when an entire generation feels like its childhood and adolescence has been vindicated. And I feel like I'm part of that generation. I was 10 years old when September 11th occurred, and tomorrow I turn 20. If God is a loving and merciful God, Osama's death should make us uncomfortable. And this act reminds us that praying for peace is big and complicated and global. I don't know. It's endlessly complex. Let's keep trying to understand in as much complexity as we can muster.